found a bison. I really do hope he lives his best life here on the island paradise, where nothing will go wrong. It's fine. The quiet corner shop. We just have a free candy van on this beautiful island. What is up with islands and free candy vans, man? Look at that sunrise. It's gorgeous. Reminds me of Grand Theft Auto. What an absolutely beautiful sunrise. I'm glad you're here to join it with me. Join me with it? Join it with me? I'm glad you're here. Welcome to City Skylines. This is the beautiful island resort paradise of Los Rico. We have jumped onto the map archipelago. It looks like this, kind of like a nice crescent moon going on up here. But our whole goal here is to take what we have and try to make a functional city, which I guarantee you will not be the case at the end of this series. But this is episode 1. We haven't even established anything yet at all. This is the starting tile, kind of like little starting island that we've been given to start out. I went ahead and scouted out a few of these little islands around using the 81 tiles mod. I've unlocked everything already because I don't like playing with tile progression. Call me a cheater if you want. I don't care. This is a modded playthrough. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. Anyways, I kind of liking this whole area up here for a nice large downtown feel. This whole beach area, I'm thinking we can make a really nice tourist area, have some of these beach attractions, some of these parks going on, and have these surrounding larger islands be more the skyscraper city feel, and expand from there. This area here I feel like would be really great for an industry. Plenty of waterways and whatnot, plenty of access for cargo. This map has no rails built in, so that's something we're going to have to address later in the series. Right, okay, so I've waited till it's more daylight just so we can get a better look of what we're working with here. As I said before, I would love to make this more of an industrial area right through here, and then extend up a road probably to this island, and from there we can kind of skip along to this section over here, and that will slowly get us up in the area that we want to work with for a nice large downtown area. And then we can also offshoot off this island towards these ones over here without making these like massive bridge connections from here to here and whatnot if we went all the way around. So I think coming off the freeway, a nice roundabout would probably do us justice here. So let's find a nice 3-lane one-way. That's a 4-lane. Here's a 3-way lane. Using this, you're going to see some absolutely atrocious roundabout skills. Let's do a nice 90-degree turn. That's a total guesstimate. I'm sure it says somewhere on the screen that I just can't see. We'll just keep it going. Look at that. A child's artwork. We're going to come over here to the Move It mod, get this up and going. Let's see here. We want to select everything. We're going to get rid of props, decals, and trees just so we have all this selected. Do a massive selection here, and then move it kind of to place. I feel like that'd be a good place for it. Let's try that. It's not too bad. Definitely more of an oval currently. I'm going to go to our individual selector and just kind of scoot these guys in. All right, that's not too bad. We'll leave that for now. If we have to, we'll come back to it. And it should be going counterclockwise, which is correct for American traffic. Perfect. Okay. Now we're going to just attach these guys here, and we'll do the same over here. There we go. Now we kind of have our freeway ending right here at this beautiful roundabout. Now we're going to waste all of our money doing this, but we're going to extend out a nice large arterial road. I'm thinking at a diagonal towards this way, and then the same thing on this side, a nice diagonal up here, and then maybe we'll hop and skip up here and start forming our residential district up here. I'm thinking because this is nice, like little division between these two, and it's right close to the highway. This would work like really good as a nice large transportation hub, if you will. for almost everything besides an airport. Of course, we'll get to that at a nice larger area, probably up around here, and all these burnt little islands. But let's find a nice large arterial road. I'm thinking like a nice 3-lane, 2-way would look good. Yeah, 6-lane with a median. That should do it. It's going to cost quite a bit of money, but we'll extend it to here. And look at that. That slope is steep, but that bridge is so nice. Look at that. That is quite a steep little slope we got going on here, but that's okay. That's fine. We don't need to worry about that. I think, yeah, let's go ahead and jump up this way. We've got the money for it at the moment. I'm thinking maybe we'll stick to this side of the islands and leave all this for a nice real estate area. But we'll just get, if we can zone it, we'll just get this going like this. Something like that. Hug close to the water if we can. We're going to have lots of bridges in this one. Same thing here, and then we'll just land it over here. Yeah, looks good. This is just a solid bridge all the way through. That's fine. We'll come back to that in a second and see about that. But I'm kind of liking this. I like that feel. That feels right. It feels good. I'm probably going to regret a lot of this later, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. For now, let's get a nice diagonal slant going, and then we'll actually just extend this out here. I'm low on money, but we'll deal with that when we get there. Cross that bridge again. Okay, I'm liking this. We've got quite a large residential demand. I think we'll use some local roads to start forming that infrastructure. Let's start with the residential up here. We are cutting it close on money, but that's okay. The second we get the tiny village achievement, we should have a nice little bit of money in our pocket. Yeah, let's just extend straight across. Plenty of room for our housing. We'll just do a couple offshoots here. And if it lets me select what I need to select. Perfect. And then we'll do one more here. Do one of those. Okay. I'm thinking we'll just carry this intersection up. It's not going to let me, is it? We'll just carry this intersection up to here. Make that look really nice. And then we'll kind of just do a nice little loop around back in. Start with that. See how we like it. Do a road in the middle. Okay, I like this for a nice little residential. We'll start out there. We'll put some roads in here for now just to start forming our industrial look. Get some connections going. Some of our services, of course, will live down here. Man, these roads are just not connecting. Is it because there's a giant log in the way? No, I don't know what that was about. Okay, we're looking good here. Let's get our residential, and we're just gonna zone a nice big chunk here. Get this going. Look at that. Perfect. Start filling up some of these gaps. It's looking good. Okay, this is looking great. I like the way this looks. We'll just hit play, do a little time lapse, and we'll see how it looks after a bunch of residents move in, or when everything starts to burn. Okay, resuming in here, I'm actually going to pause the game. We've got our first couple residents join the city. Looking great. Some of these houses are looking great for the environment. I quite like the look of these. Not necessarily these strange duplexes here, but we do have a demand for some of our water and electricity, and I wanted to pause before we get too far in debt here, while we still can afford it. This is $3,500. That will make us go broke. I think power is a large one here, which we can't even do anything for at the moment. Nothing's unlocked. We do have some of the Green Cities DLC unlocked at the moment, but we can do some damage with a water tower. And I think think that's going to be our course of action. It's kind of all we can do. We've got some availability here kind of at this corner. I feel like this would be a nice little corner for a water tower. Of course, we can always move it later on in the series, but let's plop that guy down. And then with the very short remaining money we have left, can we do anything with water? We cannot. But that's okay. We should be hitting a milestone here in a second, so we'll just let that play through, and we should get a nice drop of cash. Allegedly, we'll just speed some things up here. Let it come in. I think it's once we hit... Man, we're not gaining any residents. There we go. There we go. I think once we hit 240... I was wrong. Is it 100 residents? Should be giving me the thing. There we go. Little hamlet. 120 residents. All right. We've got some unlocks here we can deal with. I like it. And we should have some chunk of change in our bank account. Perfect. Now with this, we can extend out the services here. Let's get a nice chunk there. Extend here. Perfect. Okay. And then we're going to add this power in with the remaining money that we have left. I think, a windmill, some spots. I think a nice, right there. Okay. Let's hit play. Let this kind of get connected here. Once it starts moving and the water starts pumping and gets some power. There we go. Perfect. Water's being taken care of, and now the power. I do have the roads that carry power with it. Again, it just makes it easier for the playthrough. I'm not putting power lines randomly all over the place. Ah, yes, sewage, of course. Let's see here. Green Cities DLC has a great inland water treatment sewage plant. What is this one? Ooh, an eco one. Now, what's the pollution output on this? 100. Wow, okay. And then 45. And I think we might just plop this guy down maybe right up against the roadway like this, huh? The only question is, I might have made a mistake with the pipes. Did I? Wow, that is quite a bit of money. I indeed did. But we're gonna... Yeah, we're gonna do it anyways. We're gonna connect that up. We're gonna spend the money. I don't think it's too much more until we hit the next milestone. So, we'll take care of sewage for that. And that's the start of our little industrial area, which we have a little bit of demand for. I'll just zone that in. We'll see how that runs from there. And down here, we'll throw in some shops there on the side of the road. That way the residents have somewhere to go shopping that's close by, and they're not traveling through here, taking up and causing some traffic. So let's see how we're looking. It looks great. These views must be amazing. Look at the moon up there. Wow, that's so pretty. And I think we have another fire. No, I think it's finally ending. It's about time. Hey, look, a bison. Oh, it's dead for sure. Dude, that's the guy I named earlier. He's still alive. He made it. That's good. That's good news. That means all hope is not quite lost yet. But we are losing money really badly. Quite badly. This is not looking great for us at the moment. We still have quite a demand for shops. We'll throw that in. Our industry demand is also quite large at the moment. We'll just zone in a few more here. We'll get that going. Let these start building up. Nice warehouse. Pretty soon it'll kill all these trees. That's what we want. We're a fan of deforestation, especially when it comes to making a mega city on a bunch of small islands. But I want to let this play through, and we'll catch you in a little bit once we have some more people moving in. Okay, we've officially gone broke. We are costing us a lot of money at the moment, and I believe it is the roads. It is in the water. The water's killing us. We don't really have a high reason to keep water at the budget up so far, so we're actually just going to sink that down quite a bit. And I think we can sink this down as well a little bit. There's not a lot of people living in there. We have no reason to spend so much money. Let's see if that allows us to gain some money here. In a second, it might ask us for bankruptcy. Looked like it paused there for a second. We're just going to speed this up and see if that kind of helps our financial issue here. It seems to be getting worse somehow. Our sewage is having troubles. Look at that, Worthy Village. Okay, that should put some nice money in our bank account. We've got some more unique buildings coming in, industry specializations, and a lot more. And it has given us a nice chunk of change that paid off our debt briefly. I'm going to keep it. We're not going to do too much until services are needed, which down here they are. We're just going to take this and extend that out. I did notice there was a demand here. We'll extend that out a little bit. And then we still don't have everyone quite moved in yet. We do have a little bit of demand for for residential, excuse me. And we'll just let these people move in and see if this helps fix our budget problems. And I can actually lower these down more because we have no need for this much at the moment. And it's also, our roads are costing us the most amount of money, and we're still not bringing in a ton of money yet from the residential, but that's okay. We'll just let this playthrough simulate a little bit longer as people move in. Look at this traffic jam here. All these people moving into this beautiful city that they're going to call home probably forever, unless they all die like they do normally in this game. So we're going to sit here and let this grow up a little bit, and then we'll see how it looks after we're done. And we're finally in the positive. That's what I like to see. Okay. Now we've lowered the budget. We've got some buildings coming in. Not quite any upgrades yet, but we're finally starting to make some money, which is good progress. And we have a giant power issue here, which is okay. We've got some money here. We can actually up the power bill just a tad more, and hopefully that helps with that. That, or they're just not power. There's just not power. Yeah, okay. There's just no power coming down here. That's fine. We'll put the, oh, perfect. Fits in right here. Look at that. Sorry that you're not happy with that. This fits perfectly. It looks cool for now. It's going to look terrible later. That's okay. Okay, we'll let that do its thing. We're actually making quite a bit more money here. Raise that up just a tad more. Call that good. And we've got a nice steady flow of people moving in to the city, which is going to look great. These views are immaculate. I'm telling you, this is going to look great. It's some prime real estate. I don't know why the land value is not crazy popping off. I can't even see the land value at the moment. All right, we just zoomed through Megatropolis, and I clicked out of it thinking that my game froze, so I'm sorry. That is not going to make it in the video, but that's fine. We got some more change to work with. Everything's looking good so far. Demand is still moving, which is good. We still have some zonable areas for these people to move into. Over here on the industrial side, we're kind of maxed out, but there still is quite a bit of demand for industrial. So I'm just going to farm that in there real quick. Call that good. We'll see how that works. Hopefully that covers the demand for now. Lots of people need jobs. When people move into a city, they're looking for close jobs they don't have to travel outside the city for, and this is the closest option at the moment. We're making a pretty steady flow of income at $630 an hour, which is good. I'm not going to complain about that. Look at these sunrises. The reflection off the water is just gorgeous. I mean, I would pay to live in this town. This is a nice town. Seems like a quiet community. All these people walking around. Pierce is enjoying his time here. This roundabout is working quite well for the time. I quite like the look of it. It fits in perfectly right there. I'm not going to complain about that at all. It looks like our industry is still asking for more zoning, but it has available real estate for it to move into. And, oh, we're having a power issue up here. That is a budget panel problem. We're just going to up this budget a little bit more. Give them some more power availability. We're making some decent money at the moment. I'm not going to complain about that. We did it. Right, okay, so we're going to sit here and kind of let this sit for a second, have this demand and people still move in, gain some money in our pockets, and again, we'll see you after a little bit. Okay, it seems like power is becoming an increasing issue here. Look at that. That's not looking too great. Water's an issue up there. We're falling apart already. It's day. I don't even know what day it is, but it's not looking great. We're just going to increase the power some more and increase the water some more. That should help it. Hit play. Let's see if this helps get rid of this water and power issue. They just may not have a connection. They do not have a connection for water. We'll just extend out like that. These pipes don't look great in the moment, but we can always come back at a later time and polish things up there. Okay, let's see how the residents are doing. Working great. Things are moving along smoothly. We're making a pretty good income. People are angry at me because they want me to do specializations. Oh, did we get another achievement? Boomtown, look at this. We got airports, some more new services, new policies, some more roads, which is what we want. All the highways are finally unlocked. Okay, not mad about that at all. We've got a nice chunk of change as a bonus, and we'll take advantage of that, and we'll up the electricity just a tad more here. Get rid of some of the more of this demand. It's just missing this corner here, which is crazy to me. But okay, and you know what? I'm going to throw in some parks to increase some land value here. Let's see here. Nice smaller park will look great. Is this the dog park? It's the playground. Where's the dog park? There's the dog park. I think people would like a nice area right here. This isn't zoned. Let's do a dog park there. Should see some people's land value go up. There we go. It's moving along smoothly. Look at that. People are happy. Okay, so down here, I'm assuming, yep, the water's just not reaching this. So we'll just hit that. Provide some services. All right, we're looking good. We're looking good so far. I think once we get in some of these other services we have money for, we'll put down our police department, our custom one that I made. I'm a big fan of these custom assets. I think they look so much better than the normal ones. This is actually one that I made here, this custom police station, with some of the asset packs that I found on Steam over the time. So if you would be interested in seeing how I make assets and some of the assets I made, I'd be more than willing to making some videos about it and linking some of the asset packs below. Just let me know if that's something you're interested in. But moving on. Let's get a fire station in. Of course, everything will burn, as you saw earlier. You know what? You're going away. We don't need you. A nice clinic would also do us justice. And you know what? We can put it right here at the end of this little stretch. Perfect. And not enough money for these guys, but that's okay. And they're yelling at us about an elementary school. So let's put an elementary school in. Let's put it right here at the end of this. Right across from the clinic here. I think that'll be a nice little fit. People are happy. Things are moving along. We got some services in. And we're going to up the budget panel for more electricity here. I think that should solve it. And again, electricity. It should just be enough. I don't know why it's not working. I think we need to up the budget a tad bit more. And if not, we might have to put out another wind turbine. Actually, let's see what we have unlocked here. Nothing of interest that is going to look good. I don't want to do any polluting ones. We could put a power one out. That might be what we're going to have to do. You know what? Let's bite the bullet. Let's put it on the other end of the fire station here. I'm so sorry, everyone. I know it's not what you want. We'll get that running. And power problem fixed. And we're going to take this out. We do not need that anymore. Not with this in the water. That should be sufficient. Garbage problem, of course. We'll come on down over here. People want a recycling plant and a giant waste. Let's put it away from the water. Actually, let's put it over here. Let's put nice landfill there, and that's going to take up a chunk of our money. How much is the recycling plant? 16,000. Okay. We're going to have to wait a little bit before we can afford that, but this should solve some of the garbage truck issue at the moment, and we'll actually do a classic looking garbage truck. Let's see if it pops out there. There it is, looking great. Waste management on the duty. Actually, for our police station as well, let's put out, what shall we do? I think a nice King County patrol car will suffice for what we got going on. It may or may not come out here. Let's see how many, all the police cars are in use, so we'll hit that later. And then over here for our fire station, of course, we'll change this up too. I think a nice, let's do a nice classic looking fire truck. Should look great for what we have going on here. And all the garbage trucks should be making their way here slowly to pick up this trash problem. It might be too far away, but there's not that many connections at the moment. Let's see where they're at. Oh, there they are. They're all moving along very slowly. The free candy van. That is crazy. At the Quiet Corner Shop, we just have a free candy van on this beautiful island. What is up with islands and free candy vans, man? There's just something about islands attracting that certain... the industry area is looking great. We've got quite a large demand for residential yet again, so I think it's time to expand. We've got... Let's expand our main road here. And we'll just keep going out. We're just going to go straight up for now. Do a nice... I want solid 90 degree. There we go. Sorry. And we're going to start making some of these smaller connections. And actually, we're going to upgrade some of these roads here to get to the 4-lane. Just so we've got capacity for some traffic. That costs a ton of money already that we don't really have the ability to run. But nonetheless, let's expand our residential demand. We're just going to go straight up and we'll just jump over here. And I guess we'll pause there for now because we're out of money and we're losing money. And then we'll zone in some more residential here. We've got quite a large demand for residential at the moment. And we'll actually just hit this whole section and add some shops here that the wind turbine took up. And I think for the sake of convenience, no, we're not going to add anything there. But man-hour power output is costing us money, and so are these roads. I think for the sake of money, we're just going to take down this road here, give us a little bit of refund, and maybe bring down the cost of road maintenance at the moment. That should help just a bit. Okay. Everyone's moving in quickly. Some nice large houses. Look at that. This is a low density house. Really, this is like $1 million in today's market. I don't know why it's considered low density, but it's fine. There's one right here too. Great. Well, I think as people start to move in, some of this money should get a little easier. We'll extend the services. We'll do it this way. Extend the services out this way. There we go. And then this should help with our budget. We'll actually bring down some of this power here now that we got a bigger power output. And I think these guys are fine for now. The demand's quite low, giving a place for people to come work for the city. Yeah. And then hopefully as people move in, we'll start making a little bit more money here. 42% of our income is coming from the residents moving in, and a giant chunk is still going to the roads, and it's because I chose to make these massive bridges and really just kind of set us off on a bad foot here, but that's okay. We'll recover, hopefully. Hopefully we'll recover. But there we go, we're in the positive again. I think this will wrap it up for our first episode. Would love it if you guys went out and supported me, gave me likes and subscribed. That would be amazing. And then if you are interested in another episode, I'll be posting it anyways, but I would love to hear your guys' support. Any suggestions you have, a renaming of the city maybe too, that would be amazing. But I think this will wrap it up for now, and we'll see you in the next episode.